The Republic of Cyprus launches a local offensive at the United Nations, denouncing the systematic Turkish violations that threaten the stability of the Eastern Mediterranean. Ambassador Maria Mikhail submitted to Guterres evidence refuting the data on the illegal activities of Turkish unmanned aerial vehicle drones and the violation of airspace through the airports in the occupied areas. Ankara is trying to impose fate's accomplice by creating gray zones on the island, while Nicosia is turning Turkish provocations into an official document of the Security Council. Erdogan's strategy is facing international outcry, making the occupying power primarily responsible for a potential escalation. No more shopping in Alexandroupoli, Orestiada, and Demotico. Through the European Union, full disclosure of real owners is required. If they are Turks, the sale is declared void. Ankara is exploiting the Greek Muslims in Rhodes and Kos. The Turkish consulate sends networks with free language lessons and scholarships to Smyrna to Turkify the youth. The closure of Ziraat banks in Rhodes revealed its suspicious money transfers. While the consulate organizes trips to Turkey during our national anniversaries to isolate the minority, there is a movement of Muslims from Thrace to the Dodecans through marriages, aiming to create an artificial minority for future expansionist plans. Turkey is secretly building a fifth column within the territory. The Greek response must be harsh and relentless. Before the shop windows become fortresses, the Ankara regime pulls out the convenient card of an external threat, presenting the dilemma of bread or guns. The Turkish economy remains trapped in a vicious cycle of inflation. Pensioners live below the poverty line, demanding substantial support. The response is geopolitical. Here we have the Greek threat, and you are asking for raises? The strategy aims at nationalism, accusing those who ask for raises of lacking patriotism. But the narrative is falling apart. Hunger proves stronger than fear. Missiles can't be eaten, and the limits are being pushed and tested like never before. Professor Mr. Ioannis Mazis sounds the alarm about an impending geopolitical trap in the Aegean, where Turkey, through an illegal navigational telex, seeks to neutralize the area. Ankara's strategy aims to overturn the status quo without war, labeling the exercise of Greek sovereign rights as unilateral actions. Mr. Mazis warns that the artificial tension could provoke third-party intervention, turning the Aegean into a neutral zone to the detriment of Greece. The fate of Hellenism now requires active deterrence, diplomatic denunciations, and the use of alliances before sovereignty is sacrificed on the altar of an imposed and fatal stability.
The nuclear abyss is approaching.
As Iran desperately fortifies the ruins of its program, satellite images reveal new protective enclosures in Natanz and Isfahan, the first signs of life after the devastating bombings of 2025. While Parchenon is being secretly rebuilt and the International Atomic Energy Agency inspectors remain exiled, Tehran plays its last card, proposing an enrichment consortium but insisting on its red line of domestic production. For Trump, time is up. Iran's insistence on maintaining enrichment capabilities under the mountains of Fordo is no longer diplomacy, but the last act of fortification before the fatal strike. In the Straits of, humanity is teetering on the edge, while Trump demands complete submission through an acceptable agreement. Under the threat of powerful fleets, Iran responds with live-fire naval exercises, flanked by Russia and China. The recent deadly explosions in southern Iran, although attributed to accidents, smell of sabotage, intensifying the paranoia. Israel is on war alert, while Washington tightens the noose around the panicked Revolutionary Guards. Despite Qatar's desperate diplomatic efforts, the rhetoric about an uncompromising nuclear program and asymmetric warfare suggests that the conflict is no longer a matter of if, but when. The Turkish leadership confirms its annoyance over the strategic upgrade of Greece-Israel relations. Yasar Güler emphasized that Turkey is closely monitoring developments, recording every step toward acquiring advanced air defense systems like the Iron Dome. In an environment where Turkey is isolated from Tel Aviv, the strengthening of relations is perceived as military encirclement. Ankara remains extremely suspicious, issuing an indirect warning that it will not remain passive. Athens makes it clear that its alliances are not subject to third-party conditions, bypassing
The
United Kingdom. It confirmed the sale of 12 used C-130J Super Hercules to Turkey, a £550 million deal that also includes 20 fighter jets. Marshall Airspace will support the development of domestic maintenance capability, upgrading the aircraft before delivery with more than 200 transport vehicles and helicopters. Air Force. This fleet is expanding, allowing for airborne operations against the Greek islands, supporting the commando brigades of the Aegean Army and of Caesarea. The relocation of the Army Aviation School to Sparta completes the offensive deployment against Castellarizo,
Saudi Arabia has changed its stance.
giving the green light for a military strike, as Prince Khalid bin Salman warned in Washington that Trump's inaction would fatally strengthen the Iranian regime. The Gulf monarchies fear that Khamenei's survival and impunity will spark internal unrest, similar to the Arab Spring. At the same time, Trump has set up a strategic trap. The massive gathering of American ships makes a strike almost inevitable, trapping Khamenei between the demands of the United States and the risk of being overthrown by the hardline Revolutionary Guards. If he backs down, the European Union, by designating the Revolutionary Guard Corps as terrorists, provides the legal cover. If the Guards seize power, the West will not be striking a state, but a terrorist organization. Thus, Washington and Brussels have trapped Tehran in a deadlock where the only options are surrender or annihilation. Meanwhile, Mohammed bin Salman and the Gulf countries are forced to choose American protection against the Iranian threat. Professor Mr. Ioannis Mazis sounds the alarm about an impending geopolitical trap in the Aegean, where Turkey, through illegal navigational telex, seeks to neutralize the region. Ankara's strategy aims to overturn the status quo without war, labeling the exercise of Greek sovereign rights as unilateral actions. Mr. Mazis warns that the artificial tension could provoke intervention by third parties, turning the Aegean into a neutral zone to the detriment of Greece. The fate of Hellenism now requires active deterrence, diplomatic denunciations, and the use of alliances before sovereignty is sacrificed on the altar of an imposed and fatal stability.
Thank you for watching us. To be the first to receive all the latest updates, please like and subscribe to our channel.